I mean, maybe not your parents, but like my mom does that kind of stuff. Like very much like she's crying. She's crying about that. The cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon.
You know what I miss, dude?
None of that's usable.
You know what I'm nostalgic for?
What are you nostalgic for?
The sadness.
What's the sadness? Like McDonald's?
Exactly.
That's what we call McDonald's.
The McDonald's from Cambridge. The sadness.
Oh, like specifically.
Specifically the sadness. Yeah. Come on, man.
Oh God, this was like the best McDonald's I've ever been to.
But also the worst.
We could probably run down because we've been to a lot of McDonald's together. Now that I think about it,
I hate that it's that, and it's not like we've dined at 5-star seafood restaurants and.
We've been from coast to coast, but I tell you what, we've loved the most. McDonald's. Disgusting. But I know. So when I lived in Cambridge, Mass, like just off of the Red Line, there was a McDonald's around the corner from me on, I don't even know. It's like
they're going to know or you're going to remember. It doesn't matter.
It led to a bridge which led you back into the city. But there was just this one McDonald's. It's like if you've been to Cambridge, it's a pretty nice area. Like it's in the Harvard area. A lot of students around. But this one McDonald's was like a nexus for all the shit. And you walked in and you're like, oh, this is one of those McDonald's with a security guard posted.
An armed guard 24 hours.
Yeah, immediately that's right. Yeah, and I went in there at some McSad times too. Especially like after you moved home, you were like, you left Mass and I was still there for like a year. And I would be like there by like, I better text Koch a picture of what's going on at the McSadness. And it'd just be some picture of the security guard in the corner. It's like, hey, man, don't take a picture of me. I'm sorry, I'm sending it to my friend.
He's just pointing a gun at a fish fillet sandwich and screaming.
Always something was going down there. It was one of those places where it was just like people would yell at the workers for some reason.
A guy got stabbed in the bathroom like 10 minutes before you and I got there once.
Yeah, there was a lot. It was a ruckus. But hey, to their credit, we still got our food.
We still got our food.
Because
I don't think anyone knew about the stabbing until well before the burgers were on the grill.
We got that stuff plated.
And it wasn't like a bloodletting. It was a small knife.
It was a stabbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a stabbing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a bloodletting.
It was like a what you would consider a prison stabbing.
Yeah.
Like, because when you do that.
It was a message.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't to kill the person. It was to maim.
Yeah, exactly. Give them a reminder.
The McSadness.
It's kind of how it worked down there.
Yeah. It was great. You'd walk in and you'd just be like, okay, just need to. It was like prison rules.
But the vibe literally was you felt like you needed to ask permission to bust your tray when you were done eating.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just that, too.
Getting
it was
up,
like,
boss.
You needed to go in there and make sure no one looked at you like you were a bitch.
Yeah, listen, you had to go up and order and be like, yeah, I would like 2 McDoubles and some TRT in my French fries.
You gotta be ready to hit somebody with your tray if they tried to steal a fry from you. Like, hey, man, gotta get the back. My fries. Just, God. I miss that place.
I'm not in here with you. You're in here with me.
And here's the thing. There was a lot of good places to eat around this place.
Yes, I know, Rory. Because in both Boston and New York City, every time we went out to dinner, where do we fucking go? McDonald's, Wingstop, or motherfucking Popeyes.
So good.
Shut up.
So
Shut
delicious.
the silence.
Every else, other than the place, you're like, okay, where are we going to go? We're going to spend $18 to $20.
Once in a while,
on
that
half
would have
the
been
food.
cool.
Yeah, you say that until you get there.
We went to that one macaroni restaurant. There were hot ladies in tight white pants. You know,
that was
we
nice.
almost talked to one. She bumped into us and was like, ew, get out of here. 6-letter gaming word.
Oh, Jesus.
You can pick which one, I guess.
Gaming word? Why is it all... Anyways.
My low opinion of the gaming culture.
That was... I'm sorry for my culinary needs.
Well,
to keep it cheap.
It literally is your digestive needs at this point.
No, it's just
if your body tried to have like a fine salmon on a nice cedar board.
I just didn't want
yourself.
to spend $30 on a plate of crap.
Once in a while, and it would be good food.
Oh, I did it once in a while. I just didn't do it when you were there.
You fucking dandy.
I did it based on what I felt like having.
I would have had whatever you wanted to have.
Popeyes.
You prick made me seamless. Popeyes once.
Yeah. It
was pouring buckets. I already knew I was
going
to
take
an Uber home because the train station was shut down. It flooded. And the fucking Steinway stop flooded out. And I just remember being like, well, we should order some food. Seamless. Hey, delivery charge, whatever. I'll eat it. I don't care.
Well, the nice places were going to charge you out the ass for delivery. But we had somewhere that was free delivery.
We spent $40 at Popeyes, Rory.
I got to tell you, after that, I got so sick.
I got violently ill. I got the blackened chicken. That is, in fact, not fried.
I found that anytime, I don't know what it was, but anytime I got like a large fry from there, not even anything else, but I would get like the chicken or whatever and a large fry. If I got anywhere close to finishing that large fry with the rest of the food, I was going to get sick. Didn't matter anything else that I bought there. It was all about the large fry. I was like, really, that couldn't be it. But if I ate too many of those fries, I got so fucking sick. I'd wake up at like 3 a.m, like, thank God this wasn't a Sunday night because I'd have to work in a couple hours if it was. And I'd go and get sick for like 45 minutes.
Popeyes is a big-time borrow food. The only good food item they have is the biscuit.
Those fries were great.
You're missing the biscuit context.
The biscuits were better than KFC biscuits.
Yes, they're buttery. You get them when they're hot. They've got that like salted butter topping on them. You smack some mac and cheese between that. To quote the lady from the commercial, "Honey, you got yourself
I don't
a
think
feast."
you can. I don't think you can do that.
You didn't even.
I don't think you can get away
give
with
it time.
that.
I got away with it because I didn't go all the way.
Okay,
but you talked over it.
I had to.
No, you didn't have to.
I defended.
Now it sounds racist because you covered it up.
I don't know. I just want to give myself clearance while making it seem like you did something that's worse than what it was.
Redemption shot. Honey, you're gonna love our chicken.
Ooh, that's not great.
That was not at all like her.
You doubled it down.
You want to hear me do
no,
her for real?
I don't think I do.
I think you need to.
I don't think I do.
I think you brought this on yourself.
No. Yeah, great.
Boop.
Just a long stream. Yeah. I edited this week.
We haven't made this many edits to an episode since the days we were in the closet.
Yeah, since the days Tanner and Mitch were on. So many edits.
Mitch threatened the Clintons.
Yep.
Too many times, too specifically.
Mitch was in certain 3-letter word groups and needed to be bleeped and edited.
Oh, shit.
For our safety and yours. Oh, boy. I forgot. Yeah, mixed sadness.
How whimsical.
You know what's funny is it reminds me of 2 times since I want to bring it back. The Cambridge place again was the stabbing. I think was probably the biggest.
The mixed stabbing.
The mixed stabbing. But I also remember, and I feel like we've talked about it on the pod because we probably talked about it in our stories coming back from Texas. But it was on our way back from Texas, and we might have stopped in Arkansas. I think is where it was.
We definitely did. I know what you're talking about.
And we stopped at that one diner that was like the good old boys place, and I walked out of the bathroom like, we need to get the fuck out of here. And on our way out, a man struck my car with his car and kept driving away. And I was
at like 4 miles an hour. I watched it.
If I follow this guy, this is a gang initiation. Like I am just gonna drive away. And we went down like the road like 3 miles or so and went to the McDonald's that was there. And every single TV in the place was tuned to Fox News.
Oh yeah, big coverage of some George W. Bush thing.
Yeah,
this is well after his presidency. We're in Trump times now.
Oh yeah.
It was something because I took a picture of you by the dumpster out there.
Yes, you did. I might have been holding a bat.
No, I was
you were
holding
the bat. Yes.
That's an iconic photo.
That is true. And I just remember walking in there, and it was like one of those things where like, man, if any one of these people hears anything about our politics, like I'm not scoffing at a single thing I hear in this place. Because it was like we were surrounded by the same good old boys. It was just more regimented because we were in a McDonald's.
Yeah, it was a little more family oriented.
You want to fight, you go down to the diner down the road. You don't start shit at the McDonald's. This is sacred ground.
We're loosely affiliated packs of obese families. We're not the ones to quarrel with. Your quarrel ain't here, Northerner.
It was one of those
Yankee
things that made me go, I'm never coming back to Arkansas. I'm never going back to Arkansas.
I would need a pretty solid reason to have to go back there.
I've been there twice in my life.
Dude,
once on the way in and once on the way out.
Watching you get hit by that car was the most funny. I knew how upset you were, so I was trying to be empathetic to it, but you had to watch it from my perspective, which is this car got in between you and me, and I'm like, this guy, I see a heroin nod behind the wheel.
Yeah.
Because we're in like the Ozarks. And I see a distinct heroin nod taking place behind the wheel. You stop at the stop sign to turn left to get out of this little depot, and I watch him at 4 miles an hour come towards your car, and I'm just hearing you in my head like, hey, oh my God, oh, hey, as he just ping rolls into you at 4 miles an hour, and I knew how fucking mad you were. And I watched you take off, and I watched this guy just roll across the way into the auto zone or whatever the fuck was there.
I was just like, I'm not following this dude because this guy wants to, like, there's something not fucking right about this at all.
He was a drug addict, so
Yeah.
he was probably going to try to McStab you.
Yeah, I was like, this is the guy who carries the knife with him. So, like, I'm...
Not to generalize drug addicts, but he didn't get out and go like, oh, I'll give you my insurance.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that kind of thing. Yeah. It was, I'm driving to a McDonald's now to eat away my shame. Which is what we
didn't
did.
Fight that guy.
It's what we did.
I need to feel like a big man. I need the Super Mac.
It's rule number 1 of the Skimbo Lounge. Don't start fights in Arkansas.
Yes.
Don't do it. Unless you have the Skimbo Lounge brand knife.
Yes. Or the official Skimbo Club.
Yes.
It's a collapsible baton, fire treated.
Yeah. Really, really well tested and approved by both of us here at the Skimbo Lounge.
Developed during the Korean War.
Used by soldiers on the front line to beat civilians. You're not supposed to be here.
That satisfying sound.
Yeah.
You know what that reminds me of, actually?
Whack.
This is a true story. Do you know the actor Rex Harrison?
Well, what's something he's been in?
Dr. Dolittle, My Fair Lady. He's Henry Higgins. Have you never seen My Fair Lady?
Like, dude, I can't put the face to it now, though.
Why can't the English learn how to speak?
Yeah, no, I know My Fair Lady. I just don't. I can't be like, oh yes, that rendition of My Fair Lady. The
Oh, now I
cinematic
get it.
Treat from back in the day.
It's funny that you say you don't remember his face because the CIA apparently he has such large facial features.
Like it's
that the
Benji
CIA
Dewey, the guy from that Branagh from '84.
Yeah, just that guy.
You still remember that?
The CIA uses his fucking face for their disguises because he had such large facial features. So like CIA agents trying to keep their cover down in Panama will just wear a Rex Harrison face mask.
That's pretty fucking awesome. Oh, we got attacked out on the road. Who was it? It was 3 Rex Harrisons.
Dude, Rex Harrison burst into an ISIS safe house and killed 19 people. The women, the children. He cut their
Everybody.
throats to the fucking bone, man.
Oh, man. The drones came in and bombed the area, and suddenly riding through on a BMX bike was Rex Harrison swinging Uzis.
He was wicked hopped up on testosterone and
That's a
bovine growth hormones.
special ops needs to start doing that stuff. It was a wave of Chuck Norris's. I swear to God, they came through.
It was Jack Steven Seagal's. I didn't know what to
I've
make of
never
it.
seen anything like it. 1 minute, everything was quiet. Then all of a sudden, crest of the hill, lone wolf McQuaid came through and just laid waste to everything.
They came out of the trees, man. Who did? Danny DeVito's.
I swear to God, it was Stallone from Rambo. Very distinctly Rambo Stallone. From years ago. I don't know.
The lip droop was so pronounced and distinctive.
It just would be the worst thing for them to use. Like, oh my God, it was horrible. We were sitting at the compound. All of a sudden, 30 McLovins stormed the gate. Just,
My father was killed by a Gary Busey who went rogue from the agency.
Busey unit.
I was part of Busey Ops. Just pulls a pin out of a fucking pine cone and throws it at a guy.
I endorse this wholeheartedly. Just like instead of calling them the Green Berets, like they're all like CeeLo or something.
Yeah. That would honestly make a great movie if we did a thing about the CIA using like giving people plastic surgery to look like celebrities and using them to commit.
Driving around town
With a Mac 10 and I'm like.
Well, it reminds me of what was it? The Catcher Was a Spy, which was about the CIA recruiting like an old catcher. I think it was the Red Sox, and how he did work for the CIA, like he was a spy for them because he had access because of his celebrity. And I sit there and I go, who would be the most ridiculous person to come out as a CIA agent? You'd be like, because there's some of them you're like, oh, well, that makes sense, you know. Like one day Idris Elba comes out and be like, oh, what a James Bond, totally.
I guess we kind of knew all along.
So charming. Denzel Washington came out as secretly having worked for the CIA. The kind of access that man has, or George Clooney or something. He was working with spy satellites in Africa, so this is, you know, that's just the next natural step, you know.
Yeah. I would love it if it was Alan Alda.
Alan Alda.
Yeah.
The name rings a bell. Dude,
He's
I'm so
the
bad at
guy.
names.
It's not a very good Alan Alda. He's from MASH.
Oh.
He's one of the guys
He's
on
one of the-
MASH. This is a terrible impression.
Yeah. He's a little bit lower. He's sort of you could, yeah, I know. Now we're gonna just be sitting here like if someone else was like, those are terrible MASH impressions. Do
the Popeyes lady again. Because suicide is painless.
Oh,
It
painless.
brings on many changes.
Said painful. I forgot the line.
Did you say painful?
Yeah, I said suicide is painful.
I am undeterred.
Been singing it wrong for years. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like who would be like the most That would be the most surprising. You'd be like, Taylor Swift was recruited by the NSA. She's actually a white hat.
She's a honeypot.
She's super good at cracking code. Who knew?
She's just dating all these guys and chipping them all, and they turn into sleeper cells.
One of the foremost white hat hackers in the world, Taylor Swift. Didn't know. I'm hacking into the mainframe.
I think Bill Murray would be a good one. He's built up so much trust with the global
Bill
community.
Murray, though. You know, I would believe that wouldn't surprise. Like if it would come out like Kim Kardashian was secretly a CIA agent, I'd be like, for what? Like what?
She doesn't even realize
What
she is.
intel is she getting? It turns out the Iranians are using dolphins as explosives off the coast. Oh, thank you, Kim. That's very interesting.
I need you to send me back in undercover.
Disregard everything Kim Kardashian tells us. It's obviously all false information. She's an idiot.
She thinks she's like spying on Tehran, but it's just a mega mall.
She's like, all right, she thought she was allowed to recruit people, so now Kanye's got state secrets. It's not great. He's stitching them into the linings of Yeezys.
You guys, chocolate ice cream is just vanilla ice cream that's had chocolate added to it. Someone tell Julian Assange.
Yeah, we got to get the word out.
Where's that bee I was making beats with in episode 101?
Oh, Kanye and the Bee.
Kanye and the Bee. That'd be a hell of a sitcom.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm trying to say is the one that would surprise me the most, I guess, is Kanye West. What if the whole thing is just a play on? He's like, I wasn't really mentally ill. I was a CIA agent the whole time.
He's one or the other. He's an absolute star child genius, or he's fucking bug shit nuts.
I think he's both. I think he can be both. Like, I think musically you can be brilliant and be a total fucking asshole. There's tons of examples of it.
I think you have to be an asshole to be good at music.
Buckethead. That's the obvious example.
Passion Pit. Is that a person or a group? I really don't know.
Oh, no, I don't know. And what about that LMFAO? That's a kid and his uncle. They bang chicks together. That's weird, man.
Yeah. Eiffel towering women that they met overseas. It's
a weird dynamic.
It's greasy.
I don't know about that.
It's greasy. It's been a minute since we had a good bit on the show, Rory. Since I sprang a good bit on you.
Michael Sarah'd be a crazy CIA.
He'd make too much sense.
Why? What kind of bit?
It's a layered, textured bit, Rory.
I don't know if I'm gonna like this.
Might not.
It sounds forced already.
It's forced.
Oh, is it?
It's forced.
Good.
But I think it has potential.
All right, spring it.
So, as you and the listeners may or may not know, I've been teetering on the brink of a psychotic break for a while now.
I mean, to be honest, I thought you'd already gone past it and you were on a different plateau. But go on.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of at the point where I'm doing like a Joaquin Phoenix and the Joker. Like,
what is the bottom?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm there or if I've punched through and I'm exploring new frontiers. But, I'm dealing with it in my own special way.
There's always a deeper trench. That's what I've learned over COVID.
That's nice.
I was like, that. It can't get any worse than this. And like 3 months later, I'm like, shut up, shut up, shut up.
There's always a second wave, right?
Yeah, it always gets a little worse. Just wait for super COVID next year, guys. Is he joking?
COVID-21. Yeah, no, it's interesting. When I get super manic, my new favorite thing to do is dance up and down the street like Joaquin Phoenix and the Joker.
Uh-huh.
And I think people just like see it out their windows at night at 10 p.m. and they're concerned.
Contextually, they go, I'm not sure that's great.
Yeah. I think it's concerning for people. So I need to find like more constructive things to do than just give in to the energy.
We're just going to get you a board to hammer nails into. You're going to sit there all day like, getting the demons out.
Where were you a week ago? I really could have used you.
Yeah.
Because what I did instead,
we're going to put all this excess energy.
What I did instead, because my first instinct was, I want to get a tattoo. And then I said, I'm not going to get a tattoo. I'm going to write a letter to Jodi Arias in prison.
Don't. Is that what you sent today in the mail?
Well, Rory.
Is that what you sent today in the mail?
Well, Rory, you filmed me doing it.
Is that really?
That was, in fact, what I did today. And I have a copy of it here. Would you like to hear it?
Not really.
Well,
I think you're going to do it anyways.
I think I am.
Dear Jodi, I don't believe all those things they said about you.
That's what's so funny is I got the mailing address. I was like, how am I going to get her mailing address? The first hit is this website,
surprisingly
JodiIsInnocent.com. And I said, here are my people.
Dear Jodi.
I jumped in and they're like, here's what this is what you can and can send. You have to fucking make sure it's like on a certain letter. You can't like add a map of Arizona because she'll try to break out of prison.
Best from my family to yours, Jodi, and a warm farewell.
And a fine Yuletide greeting to you, Jodi.
What?
These people really believe she's innocent, probably because they're snow-blinded by how sexy she is. And I'm not willing to go so far as to say Jodi's innocent. I'll give you a hashtag Jodi had her reasons.
No.
But that's as far as I'm willing to go.
I hope that's in the letter.
She
I
definitely
will be starting
did this shit.
hashtag Jodi had her reasons to trend on Twitter.
Again, where were you a week ago? All right, you ready?
You just got to let me know sooner.
Greetings from the 802. My name is Alex, and I just wanted to write to you and see how you're holding up. Let's get one thing out of the way up front. I have low expectations for this relationship. I am a physically grotesque man with a repulsive personality, and those are my best qualities. You could never love me, and I don't love you. This isn't some jailhouse crush. I just think writing a letter to an incarcerated woman is the move for me right now. My hope is that once news of this gets around my hometown, people will start to appreciate where I'm at in life and start being a little nicer to me.
I don't think that's how that works. Go on.
Do you have the pandemic in prison? Hot take, but it kind of sucks. You're really not missing much out here. We've all been prisoners in our homes for over a year now.
That's what every prisoner wants to hear. You're not missing much on the outside.
So you get the joke.
Please listen to my podcast. Do you have access to Pandora?
I have nothing to do but bake bread and watch Disney Plus. You probably haven't seen Avengers Endgame, have you? It was okay. I know I said this wasn't a romantic overture, but I sure wish I could take you to a movie. I think we'd have a good time. Boy, theaters sure have changed since you went away. They basically let you eat anything in there now. I brought an entire rotisserie chicken to a matinee of Uncut Gems. I was throwing the bones into the laps of the people behind me like I was King Henry VIII, and nobody said a goddamn thing. Oh, sorry. Uncut Gems, much like Avengers Endgame, is a movie about the survivors of genocide trying to collect precious jewels. I guess that joke only works if you know the plot of Endgame and that Uncut Gems is about the Jews. Long way to go for a joke for which you have zero reference, but the listeners of my podcast are sure going to love it. And if they don't, fuck them.
Please tell me you put that in the... It's in there. Yeah, okay. Go on.
I don't want to take up too much of your time, but feel free to write me back if you're so inclined. I hope you know this was all in good fun. You're a good sport, Jodi Arias. If this made you crack a smile, then my work here is done. Keep the faith, sister. Your friend, Alex.
We lost like 13 listeners for that. They're like, oh, they're too far.
Too far.
Too far, Skimbo Lounge.
P.S. If you ever get lonely, just look at the moon outside your window and know that I'll be looking at it too. I really hope your cell has a window.
Oh, my God. I hope it faces the moon. Is that how moons work? Anyways, yeah, dude, you should have consulted me.
So that's what you helped me do today.
Yeah, I wish I knew that you were joking, but I watched you mail something earlier, and you were very vague about what you were mailing. I was like, man, if you want to get the shot, oh, you actually put something in there. Okay.
The whole thing about filming a sketch for my podcast with Jeff?
Yeah.
Not this time. We made it up.
I thought you were actually sending something to Jeff.
Yeah. That whole thing was a ruse so that I wouldn't ruin the bit for the podcast.
Wow.
I put a lot of thought into this, Rory. I don't know if you know how long this has been in the works.
You got
a day, approximately.
Yeah, a whole day. Wow.
I got bored at work and had some downtime and wrote a letter.
You wrote a letter, not affectionate letter, but certainly a letter of warm regard to Jodi Arias.
It could be seen as supportive.
Keep the faith, I think, is where you might have lost some of our listeners, perhaps.
Because I brought Christianity into it.
No.
I didn't mean to push my views on anyone.
I think you missed the point there completely.
I'm intentionally missing the point. You know why? Because I have an excuse to the end of time. I am mentally ill.
Yeah,
and I'm going to ride that forever. I'm going to be like that Jessica Yaniv person in Canada that was like, I demand that my scrotum get waxed because I identify as trans, but really I'm just trying to get women to touch my balls.
I'm sorry I broke your femur, but I'm in a wheelchair.
Exactly. I'm sorry I rolled
you
over
piece
your
of
foot.
shit.
I'm just going to set mental illness advocacy back eons.
Yeah. I mean, already at least a couple years,
yeah.
I would say. A year and a half, maybe 2.
Yeah. They'll make up the ground.
Yeah. It'll get back unless you continue your work.
Yeah. I don't know how you top a letter to Jodi Arias.
I mean, Charlie Manson's still alive, isn't he?
No, he's dead.
Oh, is he? Yeah. Wait, is he?
He's dead.
When did he die? A couple years ago?
I believe years ago now. Charlie's gone.
Wow, look who's up on his Manson quiz culture.
I know a lot about these murderers, right?
I was like, I'm pretty sure there's a couple other. Is Ed Kemper still alive?
He is.
I did a fun caricature of you fucking your mom's head. I bet you he would send you a letter back.
I don't know.
You also, they probably wouldn't let him read that letter.
Yeah. No.
He might get a little too much enjoyment. Yes, you seem to have done a good job depicting Mother.
You got the hands perfectly right. I can almost feel them wrapped around my
Dear
penis.
Skimbo Lounge, in the past several weeks, I have listened to the entirety of your collection. I must say that I do agree with some of your fans that I wish there was more Mitch in the later episodes. Also, I don't appreciate the way you lampooned me, and I will be making my escape soon and coming to find you.
I wish for you to know that I gaslit the psychiatrist into recommending that I be released on compassion, and I'm coming for you.
Warm wishes, Ed Kemper.
I'm now wearing the therapist ribcage as a hat as I cross state lines.
Like, I'm moving. Time to
Guam.
move. I feel like if I ever got a letter like that, I'd end up accidentally shooting somebody, like in the middle of The Strangers. Just be me hiding in a closet. Something. My mom goes, "Would you like a sandwich?" Bam! No!
You triggered the bells, Mom!
No! You were supposed to hit me on the intercom. I gave you walkie-talkies for specifically this reason.
Oh, damn it. And then you just starve in your room.
You're supposed to message me on my Fitbit. My Fitbit! I don't. Is that how those work?
Yes. They send impulses directly to your brain.
Oh, it's time for a workout. No! Why, damn you, why? That'd be very sad.
It's so funny.
Well, I just hope Mr. Kemper knows it's all in good fun.
Yeah, you're a good sport, Eddie. That's so funny. And I was like low-key trying to take my family's temperature on the Jodi Arias bit.
I can't. I'm thinking about sending a letter to a murderer, Mom. What are your thoughts? What? Yeah, just like take a good half hour to an hour out of my day to type up some thoughts and send them to Jodi Arias in prison. I've gotten her address and done all of the work I need to. I just need to get an envelope and get some postage. Everything else is done.
The thing is, this started as an impulse that I very easily could have killed in the crib.
Yeah.
And instead I was just like, well, this is funny, so I'm going to make sure I definitely do this. That was the other thing, was like, I was talking to my dad about it. He's like, oh, some fucking, she was hot, but she killed a kid. I can't abide by that. And I was like, oh, no. You're thinking of Casey Anthony.
Yeah.
I would never write a letter to a woman to kill the kid. Just her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Stabbing him 42 times.
Probably justified. You don't know what mean things he said to her. I mean, we don't know.
She had her reasons.
Yeah. Maybe it was only 38 and she fell a couple of times. You don't know. Maybe we should knock some time off for the accidental stabbings.
She's like, I know that sounds ridiculous, but sometimes you really do fall into a knife.
Yeah.
9 times.
Eventually the blood gets everywhere. You're having a tough time. Is forensics gotten that far yet? I know we took a couple of hits there on hair follicles and those sort of things, right? So, yeah, I mean, have we gotten there? There's somebody out there with one of those blood bodies and they're just, I think we figured out how the stabbing happened in the case.
You want my opinion, Chief? This guy was stabbed to death 42 times.
I think he died from the stabbings, Chief.
I think it was after 20 or 21 of them. He was pretty done.
Excellent work. We better get a couple more cadavers in here.
We want to be sure.
Somewhere there's a world where they're using the homeless.
Oh God.
To test. Oh, give it time, guys. The rich are coming for us.
We've already been chipped.
It's just Jeff Bezos. Damn you, Bezos.
First they take away our Looney Tunes, and then they take away our freedom.
Everyone's spending things with Jeff Bezos, Amazon fun bucks.
Yeah. I thought about that. I'm like, we're all going to be wearing Amazon branded clothing at some point.
Oh, pretty soon. I mean, I think the thing will be just like for the other older things like JCPenney or Sears or blah, blah, whatever. It'll just be the tag that tells you. Otherwise, it's just a regular green shirt or blah, blah. But it'll just be all these distinct colors, and eventually everything will get super homogenized. And you'll get that thing. Richer people can afford to buy stuff that's
with sleeves.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean? With some detail and from a real designer. And then everybody else will be wearing Amazon orange. And you'll be able to tell. Mm-hmm. Hey, Terry, buying your clothes at Walmart? Close. Amazon. And everyone will have the and you'll know. And that'll be just a whole class of people like it's an episode of goddamn Community
But
with
pretty-
Meow Meow Beans.
Pretty soon, yeah, it'll be just like, oh, I bought a liquid
We're all wearing
cotton
gray.
T-shirt with Amazon logo on it. You can't get one without it.
And well, here's the thing: Amazon, being the kind of like very frugal company they are, gray is going to cost you less money than the red sweaters, you know. And like everyone, oh well, you got the gray class because that's like $3 less, and I don't care.
But red really makes my eyes pop.
Yep,
So
firecrackers.
click.
Yep. It's the world. We're getting there.
It's the world.
Jeff Bezos fun bucks.
Yep.
Someone has to put a stop to him.
It was supposed to be Pepe Le Pew, and now he's not in the new Looney Tunes.
No, really?
Yeah, they took him out
Yeah, because of all the sexual advance.
because he's very rapey.
Yep.
Here's what I say to that. I'm like, hey, yeah, maybe don't put the rapey skunk in, but if you want to still use the character, you probably could make him do whatever you want because he's a cartoon.
Yeah.
So
Great.
He could like understand consent at this point because
Yeah, you could update him. I've had arguments with like my parents over like the whole cancel culture thing.
yeah,
I'm just like, I don't think you guys get it. Like, cause they're like, we had those books when we were kids and we're not racist people. I'm like, yeah, you don't get it. That's not the point. Because you didn't notice it doesn't mean that because you used it, you were racist. It just means other people who might be more sensitive to that because it's part of their culture, who found it and found offense to it aren't okay with it. But I don't understand why it's the cake shop that doesn't want to make the gay couple's wedding cake is okay, and that's free enterprise. But Tesla and the Dr. Seuss company are cancel culture because they were pressured into blah, 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 blah. I'm like, the only people who pressured them was their fucking shareholders and their boards of directors who all sat and went, we're losing money over this. Just cancel the 4 books. Nobody gives a shit.
yeah.
And now everybody cares. I don't get it. Who cares? Who fucking cares?
People who are looking for any excuse to argue that their freedoms are being taken away.
It's so stupid though. But like you realize like that it's like that's not freedom of speech issue. That's freedom of enterprise. They're like totally different fucking things.
Yeah.
Like it would be a freedom of expression issue if the government came out and told the Dr. Seuss people to cancel those books, to stop printing them. But that's not what happened.
Right.
That company decided it's on its own. And the argument was, well, who told them to? I'm like, the board of directors, the CEO.
It's the same thing as the Gina Carano thing where
Who
it's like
pressured those people?
We can keep her in The Mandalorian and potentially lose revenue,
Yeah.
or we can get rid of this small piece of the
Yeah.
insanely profitable show and make even more money.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. Like, I get the argument that, like, those people out there that are sitting there trying to pressure these companies sometimes in certain senses are probably going a bit overboard. You know, you don't have to sit there and rail at those companies to get them to do the right thing. All you got to do is stop supporting them, and eventually they either figure it out or don't. But if you want to see if they're a moral company, don't point out the shitty thing they're doing. Just stop supporting them and see if they fucking figure it out themselves.
Yeah.
You're giving them that extra fucking room when they're doing something shitty and telling them that you'll still support them after the fact by giving them the fucking chance. Just take away your fucking support. I don't get it. You can't. There's not a million people out there making children's books now. You gotta hang on Dr. Seuss because your kid's gonna grow up fucked up if he doesn't learn about turtle stacking. Like, is that really what's gonna happen? Like, it's really important that you get the Starbelly Sneetch story, you know, or the Lorax, because there's not other people talking about environmentalism now.
Right. Greta Thunberg is the Lorax now.
Yeah.
You can just get that book.
Speech for the trees. I just don't get it, man. It pisses me off so much. I just want to be like, they're like, well, you know, this is what we grew up on. I'm like, great, and you're grown up now. So who gives a
Who
shit?
gives a rat's ass?
It's such a stupid hill to die
They're
on.
racist character. It's like the Cat in the Hat with a bone through his nose and
Yeah.
shit. Like, just
Well, it's like it's a Chinese person, and their skin has been colored yellow, and they're wearing like the rice patty hat.
there's a
and
super,
I'm sitting there being like,
there's a super black stereotype in one of them too.
Yeah,
They're
and I
like
sit there and
black
go,
tribesmen who were
yeah.
literally like ink black on the paper.
yeah, and you sit there and you go, and you don't see what the problem with this is. Like, well, I didn't see that thing, and I go, yeah, because you're not represented. So of course, like, it didn't matter to you. But if that was your culture, maybe you are allowed to have a say. Don't you think?
Well, it's just so funny because they get so gacked up. They're like, oh, fucking, I don't like seeing depictions of white people as the devil. And it's like, oh, you have a problem with the way other people are depicting you?
But you're fine with white Jesus, I noticed.
And you're fine with keeping the fucking racist illustrations in Dr. Seuss?
Yeah. Yeah, but
That doesn't strike you as slightly hypocritical?
But you don't get it. And again, I don't want to build it as too much like of a straw man. Like, you're okay with these things, but not okay with these things, right? I just want to point at like the one direct situation. You can sit there and be like, you're not okay with this, but when you go ahead and blame it, you're blaming like, I don't know. It pisses me off that this has become a political discussion because it's not even a political discussion.
Crazy.
It's not. It's not a political discussion. It shouldn't be a political discussion. It should be a discussion about it's like a discussion of people's perceptions and feelings. And if certain people want to feel like their demographic is being stereotyped, they're allowed to fucking say it. And you being upset by that is great. Great. That's your fucking opinion. But you realize, like, they get to have theirs too. You can't be mad at them for expressing their opinion while you express yours. That's not the way the world fucking works. And if you don't see that, you're a fucking hypocrite. You can have your opinion. Just know you're a hypocrite. No one needs to listen to your hypocrisy. No one needs to give a fuck.
Please like and subscribe.
Yeah. Please like and subscribe our fucking podcast. Or don't. I don't care.
It's just, it's so funny. People getting jacked up about the royal family stuff. People getting so jacked up about the Looney Tunes. Just like, Pepe Le Pew, what's next? And it's like, I don't know. Oh, Tweety Bird's a little progeria kid. We can't have Tweety anymore.
Well, you know what I say about it, too? I sit there and go back, you guys are huffing and puffing. First off, you got these people who are members of the royal family. They're sitting on stacks and stacks of money. Whoa, no, it's so hard. You're sitting there. We've had a tough time, Oprah. And Oprah's like, I understand. As she sits on her billions of dollars, too. Everyone's like, what an interesting interview that only Oprah could do. These are just rich people talking about rich people's problems. Oh, we had such a hard time. The pressures you don't understand for the royal family and all of the money we have. You know what I would do? I would take that pressure 10 times out of 10 if it made me one of the richest people on the planet.
Well, and I look at it this way, right? So Meghan Markle has accused multiple people in the royal family or in that orbit of racism.
Shocker.
And to that I say, shocker.
Yeah.
But so you're not breaking a story. However, that's inexcusable to be treated in a racist manner.
True.
So I take the point there for sure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Tim Dillon put it the best way. He's like, it's choosing between a failed actress and the royal family, literally the two least trustworthy people on the planet. Like, why is anyone taking sides in this other than the racial component? Let's all go, hey, not cool if you were racist to Meghan Markle, fuck you. But in terms of, like, it was all the structure, and I felt like I was on display. It's like, so did Diana.
Yeah.
So does Kate Middleton, I'm sure.
You felt
I'm
like
not
you were on
saying suck
display
it
when
up.
you married someone in the royal family? Wow. What was that like?
You
That must have came out of nowhere.
Realize that the royal family is a sham and we shouldn't have them anymore? Why do we entertain these people's delusions?
Well, we only entertain their delusions because they are the largest landowners on the planet.
So let's
They own Britain.
send them to the moon.
They own that whole fucking, they own everything. You know what I mean? So they're always going to, like, the reason the royal family exists is, like, the same reason the fucking Waltons exist.
It's just so fucking stupid that, like, my roommates in college woke up at 4 a.m.
to watch the fucking...
to drink mimosas and watch Kate and William get married.
Yep. Yeah.
And I wished every single one of them to hell.
Cult of personality.
I'm like, you guys, to watch a princess? First of all, this is bad feminism. You guys woke up early to watch a princess. If this was an astrophysicist sending a rocket into orbit, I'd respect that.
Remember that Disney movie with Anne Hathaway where we learned that anyone can be a princess?
I'm Googling single princes that are our age.
Yeah. Maybe one of them will show up at college and I'll just fall in love with him and he can just whisk me away from my shitty life. I don't want to be a computer science major.
You remember that Anne Hathaway movie?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, she was so pretty.
I look like her before the makeover. I could get a guy to love me.
They can untease my hair. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know. There's that weird thing about it. Like, don't get me wrong. It's the same thing I was saying. Everybody wishes they were rich.
I'm sure we sound like horrible
assholes?
misogynist assholes right now.
I don't know what's misogynistic about it. I hate half the royal family is dudes.
That's a great point.
Yeah. I hate all of them just as much. I don't hate them. I just think it's such a ridiculous thing that people are paying attention to.
It's the longest running scam, like royalty.
Yep.
Get fucked.
Next to religion.
Whoa! Well, that's true. Hi, oh, Rory. Whoa. Careful there, Rory. You want to get us kicked off the air.
Catholic Church is going to come after me and kill me they're going to get me with one of their croziers.
Call the Vatican.
Wait, is the crozier the staff or in the mitre the helm, like the hat?
The mitre is the hat.
The mitre's the hat and the crozier is the staff. Yeah, I'm going to get stabbed to death with the crozier.
That'd be a good slasher movie, a killer pope. Killer crozier. Killer pope. Yeah.
Oh, who could have killed Tommy on this solid gold 18th century crozier? Just used to...
It's just this tiny shriveled pup, just stabbing people with crucifixes.
People at home are like, take the crozier, it's priceless.
No!
You can live forever. Fuck Tommy. But no, they
just
all
pull it out of your spleen.
They all get murdered by ancient holy relics of the Catholic Church.
That swinging incense thing, he's turned it into a fucking flail, and he's
my God.
cracking him in the jaw.
Who could have killed Diane with St. Peter's skull? Oh, no.
Va bene.
Just thinking of old things that people could get killed at relics of the Catholic
Just getting pinned up on a giant cross at the beginning of the fucking basilica.
Oh my God, old man Jenkins was choked to death with documents from the Council of Trent. Just see, are all these Catholic jokes getting to anyone? Or are they reaching anybody out there?
Yeah, come on, guys. I know half of you are godless liberals.
Vatican II.
That would actually be amazing. The Pope is killing tourists in the Vatican. It's a slasher movie.
Oh, dude, we call it Vatican III. This time it's personal. I've gathered you all here together to tell you it's payback time. He pulls up. He's got one of those like huge shotguns. Oh, the place goes crazy. It's the Pope fighting ninjas.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. Freddy Krueger versus the Pope.
They have a rap battle at the end of the movie.
In nomine sancti, bitch.
This
Freddie
is
gets
the
worst
Jason.
podcast fucking ever.
Yeah, it's not great. See, this is what we get when we don't complain about stuff. We got a little bit in there.
We got so serious the last 2 weeks, and people responded to it. And I think they're
'cause
going
I
to hear
think
this one and go, one of them wrote a letter to a convicted murderer who's got no possibility of parole.
The other one wouldn't shut the fuck up about McDonald's that they'd been to. This is not entertaining
What
at all.
am I doing with my life that I continue to listen to this? I can't in good conscience sanction this behavior.
Oh, it was the one time I had to go to McDonald's and I knew a girl at St. Mike's. That was my college I went to. She was working at the McDonald's. She needed a ride. And nobody liked this girl. Somehow everyone told her that I had a car, so I had to go bring her. It was around lunchtime, so I went to the Wendy's instead and dropped her off at the Wendy's parking lot wearing all of her McDonald's uniform and made her walk across the street to the McDonald's. Yeah, this is close enough.
Rory Walk of shamed a fast food worker.
That's
Think
a
about
true
that.
story.
I figured.
I got some chicken
It
sandwiches.
was too specific.
And I drove the fuck away.
You're a good egg for even getting her that far.
I'm not
Rory.
sure she graduated as part of the program. I can't remember what happened to her.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, some people just kind of fall through the cracks
I
from
forgot
your
her
college
name.
experience. Yeah, that's not great.
Well, no. And apparently I talked to her a lot because she asked me for a ride, so she knew who I was.
She's dead now because of you.
Yeah, that'd be fucked up. That'd be pretty fucked up.
He couldn't even bring me to the McDonald's. She's just sitting on the toilet like Private Pile in Full Metal Jacket. Her manager comes in. Good God, Caitlin, what the hell are you doing back here?
She shoots a mustard packet into her mouth. Oh, you're fired.
Yeah, wow, okay, you got to go.
Yeah, you are done. You've just smuggling mustard packets during your breaks.
I've been smuggling mayonnaise packets. That's what this is.
Oh, that's against policy.
Ah, Jesus. Oh, boy. Gonna have to write you up for this one.
Also, I'm blowing dudes in the bathroom.
Jesus. Jesus.
That got dark.
I wish you hadn't said that. I don't know why he's Irish instead of Chicago now.
As we all know, every manager who works at McDonald's is Irish.
That's true. Oh, Christ. Oh, I wish I hadn't told
Prove
me that.
us wrong. Here's what you got to do, listeners. Go to your nearest McDonald's, demand to see the manager, and get them to take a picture of you with them or make a GIF or an audio clip and put it on the Skimbo Lounge Instagram or put it on our Twitter. Send it to us somehow.
Yeah.
We'll put it up.
We'll put it in our stories.
Especially if you take the effort to go talk to a manager at a McDonald's. We will do that for you because none of you guys are going to do that.
I'm going to go a step further and say go to your local McDonald's
And blow the manager.
Barge into the kitchen for what I'm calling the Fryolator Challenge.
Stick your hand in the Fryolator.
And take a picture of it and send it to us. Fryolator Challenge, Skimbo Lounge.
Yeah.
Blow the manager. Rory. We don't do that on this podcast. We don't go blue.
For everyone who sticks their hand in the Fryolator, I will donate $10 worth of Bitcoin to you. Oh, boy.
And then Rory will blow the manager.
And then I'll blow the manager.
The manager of the McDonald's is listening to this podcast being
very
like,
confused.
I get blown either way. This is fucking thanks, guys.
Just like cocaine getting blown everywhere I go.
This is I can stop paying for people's drugs. I'm just gonna get blowjobs.
Because as we all know, every manager of every McDonald's is only doing it to get more drugs. That's my modus operandi here, baby. They're never moving me to corporate.
They always carry a large quantity of cocaine and heroin on them. So if you know how to order off the menu at your local McDonald's, I'd like a large powdered donut that'll make me fall asleep in the parking lot with a needle in my arm.
Too specific.
Too loud and too specific.
Just order the 1.5 off the menu.
Get an 8-piece nugget. I'll know what that means.
Yeah. I want the 8-piece 420 nuggets.
Oh,
gross.
we've had a lot of fun at McDonald's expense tonight.
Yeah, I just imagine somewhere right now there's somebody ordering drugs through fast food through the way. I used to do that down at the Burger King.
Oh, yeah. The Sunshine Highway.
Yeah. I saw people pick up weed once. He was like, hey, check this out. I was like, what? What did you get with our burgers? And it was pot. I was like, what the fuck was that?
Holy shit.
Give me my nuggets. I swear to God, if there's anything wrong with them.
Here are your veggie tots, sir.
I was not a part of this. I just came here for chicken fries. This is bullshit.
Holy fuck.
Do you think they made chicken fries because it's thinner and so you don't have, it's more breading to chicken ratio? Like, you think that's what that was about? Or do you think it was just a gimmick?
I think they convinced people they were healthier because there was less of them, but people bought more.
French fries, see, they've got potato in them, which makes them healthy. So if you make chickens into fries, that automatically transfers the health over. I'll take 34 of them.
Listen, you got a protein, you got a carb. I mean,
A lot of fast food
I have to
talk.
imagine there's vegetables in the oil that you fried these in. That's a complete meal.
There's pure potato oil right there. That's right. Potato in potato. That's got to be double healthy.
And I'll have 9 cheeseburgers.
And a Diet Coke.
Those are for me. That's because it's my day.
Make sure to put the cheese on there or I will come back and I will try to fight you.
Yeah, I will jump through here. You don't have an armed guard here like the one in Cambridge, Massachusetts. You can't prevent a stabbing. I can perpetrate one.
The number of times in America, since we've been recording this, that a large woman has tried to confront the staff of a McDonald's. It's probably damn high when you think about it.
I would wager multiple stabbings,
Excuse me.
stranglings, bludgeonings.
This was not a Diet Sprite. I could tell the difference.
Listen, I'm diabetic. Now, I am having those 9 cheeseburger sandwiches, but the Diet Coke is what offsets the whole thing. It's a delicate balance. You want me to go into a coma in your bathroom?
I can taste the wrong kind of sugar in here. This ain't no aspartame.
That's actually, again, a great Tim Dillon bit. He was like, I saw this morbidly obese woman at Taco Bell be like, I can tell that this sour, I'm a vegan, and you put sour cream in my 9 quesadillas.
Oh, no.
It's just like,
buddy.
what are you doing at Taco Bell?
The thing that scares me about obesity more than anything is the kneecaps.
It should.
I think that, I don't know. And I hate to say it like that, but it's just like that fat that grows around like the knee and like kind of gets back there. And I'm like, how does that feel when you're sitting down?
The dimples on you?
Yeah, the dimple,
Yeah.
the back knee fat dimple.
I'm not trying to be mean because I'm on the record
Just that specific.
as not being a fat Nazi, but
you want to sleep with these people.
I did go on a date with a girl once those
I'm leaning hard into it this week.
troglodytes. No, I went on a date with a girl once and she didn't get up from the table. It was a Tinder matchup thing and I was like, "Oh yeah, she's as cute as her pictures." I'm not. That sucks for her, but good for me. And then she's like, "Yeah, I'm going to go get more drinks. What do you want?" I was like, "It's the summer of Negronis in New York. I'll have a Negroni, blood orange." And she goes, "Okay, fucking weird ass." Gets up from the table. I don't know if it was edema or what, but she had huge calves and cankles for like a regularly
Which
sized
is like,
girl.
You're a huge fan of that.
Oh, well, my immediate instinct was lick him.
Get on the floor. Get on 4 floors.
Pour ranch dressing on him like a luge.
You don't need to tell me. I know the drill.
But it was wild. It was wild. It was. I hate to say regular size because what's regular size? But she was on the BMI chart. You'd say regular, which is not a scientific number, but that's
You're
okay.
sick.
But then, like, I think
too far. You brought it to BMI. It's too far.
the cankles are what would take it over.
I've known people with cankles.
It was wild, and I'm not judging. She's a lovely, beautiful person with cankles.
Yeah, that's why there was no second date. You chauvinist piece of shit. She's like, "Hey, do you want to get out of here and do some meth?" And you're like, "Oh no."
I was like, "Ooh, cankles."
Yeah, it's a crazy thing. I've never really cared too much about any of that kind of stuff.
It was interesting from an anthropological standpoint.
As weird as it is, like I definitely have like a type, but I'd say the only thing that ever has really turned me off from somebody is when like, and as ironic as it is because of how self-conscious I am, but when they're like openly self-conscious about themselves, like you're not into me because of X, and I'm like,
right
now I'm not. And it's not really because of X. It's because X clearly bothers you.
Yeah, you're not going to be confident enough in yourself for us to have any fun because you're going to second guess this whole situation.
Yeah, it's really weird that that's the way it works because I realize I'm like, oh, so that's why all women have never been into me because I obviously project so much confidence.
I make them very aware of their flaws.
I'm
and
like,
insecurities.
wow, this all makes so much sense now. I should stop doing that. But at the time, like I've had that happen to me before, though, in a situation with people like you've known, like you were there for one of them, kind of, where I had a girl actually come up to me and hit on me a couple years ago, and I was like kind of into it, but also like at the time we were in a bar, and I was like, I don't know how much this girl's been drinking, and she clearly wants me to leave with her tonight, and I'm trying to like tell her, being like, listen, here's my phone number. If you want to call me tomorrow or in like a couple of days so that I know you remember this conversation.
Yeah, it's important.
Then I'm totally down to hang out sometime. And, and I, like, again, I was like, I want you to call me. She's like, you call me sometime. I'm like, no. I want you to call me. That lets me know that later on that you weren't just interested in me because I hoved into your field of vision and you were feeling horny and you were going to fuck me. I don't want to call you later and have it just be like, nah. Yeah. So if you're actually interested in a couple of days, and that gave her the out. And when I told her all this at the moment, her immediate reaction was like, you're just not interested in me because I'm fat. 'Cause she was a little bit bigger. I was like, no, not really. Like, I don't really care about that. But like she insisted. And
she talked herself out of it pretty hard.
And instantly I was like, okay, that's like, I'm not.
Because I caught bits and pieces of that situation. I was like, you know what? You're a good person. I don't know why.
And she's
have more confidence.
And she was like legit. Like this was somebody I'd known for years.
Sure.
I had never in my life thought that she was attracted to me, And so the moment she was like, I'm going to make a move, I was like, okay, I'm into this, but you're hammered right now. So we're not going home together. And she immediately took that as being like, you're just being nice to me. And I was like, it's weird for me. 'Cause like, I got to tell you, people don't come up to me and hit on me. So I'm honestly very, very flattered. This is great. This made my night. But I'm not going home with you. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
And
then
then
that's a legitimately honorable thing, Rory.
And then she never called. And I kind of felt bad about it. Because on the one hand, I felt like there's two options there. She felt self-conscious and not believing me for what I said. Or a couple days later, she realized, like, oh, shit, I got hammered and hit on Rory, and I'm super embarrassed about going after that chud.
I got to stop drinking.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
That's
fuck.
the spirit.
I woke up out next to that elk corpse again, covered in blood.
Neck bitten out.
What did I do last night? Oh, fuck, I got Rory's number.
At least I didn't sleep with Rory.
Yeah, I got to stop doing this. Okay, maybe one more bite. I've never known because I don't talk to this person. I moved away and haven't spoken to them since. It'd be funny to talk to them later. Like, were you self-conscious or did you wake up and realize what you'd done?
Yeah, just be honest.
I'll never know.
You can't break him anymore.
It doesn't hurt my feelings. You can't break, like, when your self-esteem is at zero, like negative, like, again, I'm a pragmatic guy. I know negative self-esteem doesn't exist, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing, you can't say anything to me. Again, I liken it to that episode of King of the Hill where Bobby Hill's grandfather realizes the reason you can't break him down anymore is because he's already mush.
Precisely.
Can't pick him up, but you can't break him down. Boy's mush. Just
just picture Rory. He's literally hit rock bottom, lying flat on his back.
Yeah. And they're just like, ew, gross. I'm like, have a nice day.
Okay, well, I expected that.
Yeah, well.
I can only be surprised now. It never happens.
You should get into like tarot or something because you're a mind reader.
I actually am into tarot.
Wow, that's weird.
I figured as much.
All right, see you later.
You seem vapid.
She throws up down herself. She was drunk in this scenario. Oh, boy.
Yep.
That's me.
That's just Rory.
I'm gonna get another like text from somebody doing a wellness check. Like, are you okay? I listened to the latest episode of the Skimbo Lounge.
Have you gotten one of those?
Every now and then.
Yeah. I feel like that's important for our brand.
Somebody will check in and be like, are you okay? I'm like, it's a bit. Like, it's okay.
It's like when Libby, after
fine.
I did one of the solo rants, she texted and she was like, hey,
are you okay?
Listen, are you guys about to like stop doing the podcast? Because I just like want to let you know this is more entertaining than I think you guys think it is.
What do you care? As you sit like in a bathtub full of ice. They didn't take my kidneys, but I want to feel something.
Why don't you go back to stripping wood planks for your beautiful house and leave me here?
See, I cover myself in the ice bath, and then I turn the water scalding hot, and my body gets so confused that I vomit on myself.
My bones crack like a glass that's fresh out of the dishwasher,
and I am
filled with ice water.
And I am able to achieve orgasm.
And I was talking to you while I did it, okay?
It's terrible. Yeah. Everyone's like, are you okay? It's so great that the person with lots of stuff going on is checking in on
I
my
just want to
sadness.
go, am I okay? You heard the episode.
Yeah, come on.
Don't ask stupid questions.
Does this answer your question? Just send them back an MP4. Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. It's just a picture of you smiling way too big and your eyes are way too wide. Like, does that answer your question?
Wow, you're dead in the eyes, too. They're just like pools of gasoline.
No matter what they say after that, never talk to them again.
Yep. Libby, you used up your one wellness check. Can't do it again.
Yeah.
Don't try. Don't you dare. Don't you dare reach out.
Yeah.
You wouldn't let us do a tour of your house.
A lot of you guys post too many pictures of yourselves on Instagram. We can find you. We'll get 4chan on it.
Yeah.
They'll find a flag in the middle of the woods using flight patterns. You guys think you're safe? You're not safe.
Consider yourselves mapped and chipped.
You guys are going to wake up and there's just going to be a tailgate out on your front lawn. It's just us. We're drinking beers till we sleep. Woo!
It's Skimbo Lounge Sunday.
Just us with a couple of mics and a generator. It's like, how do we get them off their lawn? I'm sorry, they found some sort of weird, antiquated squatting law. We can't move them.
I just take off my shirt and wrestle a feral pig in a mud pit.
Sidewalks are part of the city. Crack me another beer.
You can't ask us to leave.
I figured out how to get the rabbit ears out here. Yet we got channels 3 and 4. That's ABC and CBS for those of you that don't know.
For those of you at home who are counting, that's 2 of the 3 major networks.
Oh boy, hold on. I'll talk to you. There's a commercial, and they pay for those, so you got to pay attention.
You know what? That's something we haven't tried. Camping out in a public space to raise awareness of the podcast.
Yeah, great. I think it would be good if we were raising awareness for something else other than the podcast.
No.
We're raising awareness for spina bifida in the podcast.
We just get Tanner to go by on his knees on a skateboard. We're like, there goes one now.
Is anyone filming this?
We just raised awareness. We made you all aware.
Did you guys notice that none of that stuff is plugged in? Just us. Ha, 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 ha.
This is going to be the best episode yet.
Yeah, just us on top of a billboard with the police trying to get us down.
Talking into pine cones.
Yeah. Sir, we don't know what your demands are.
We will shoot you.
It's time for another commercial.
Just swan dive off the side.
Pat just hit the ground.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
I guess people aren't filled with candy. What else was I lied to about?
Oh, no. Yeah, I'll be waiting for that wellness check after this episode.
I think we're getting a visit
through.
from social services after this.
Live on the pod. I'm going to go get vaccinated. I feel feverish. Just me for 12 hours.
Roy has to do all the podcast. I got the vaccine. I felt great.
My arm feels funny. What's the deal with squirrels? Are they working with birds to overturn? Rory. Up next.
It's great. I just keep misting you in the face with vinegar.
What, salad? What?
It makes me want french fries.
Yeah.
Can we go to Al's after this? I'm like, you're going somewhere very specific after this. Brattleboro.
Yeah. Spray with vinegar. That reminds me of my ex. Ha ha.
Good times. I wish we could go to the sadness tonight.
Yeah. Well, we could.
I really do.
We could.
The real sadness.
Oh, the real sadness. We could. Drive for 4 hours. We get there. It's closed.
Closed for COVID.
Sorry, we could not afford to keep the place open because we always needed to have security. And it just cost too much in the age of COVID.
What's he doing now? He's just guarding a dumpster now.
Just out back. I'm going to need you to keep a wide breath of the dumpster, sir.
Sir, keep walking. These chicken bones are not yours, sir. Do not look at them.
Oh, that's sad.
It is sad. We've painted a sad picture of the country, ourselves, our state of mind.
Yep.
Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Oh, who knows? Well, I'm not the one who wrote a letter to Jodi Arias this week, so I think you're the one who sets the metric. I don't think I get to say anymore. I got guilt by association, so it's not like I can really judge. That happened. I was there.
Again, that should have been a thought that just came and went. And I went, no, you're being manic. Don't do it.
Yeah, we got to stick with it.
I had time to think about it and go, Rory, I've concocted an elaborate deception to get you to film me doing this.
Yeah.
So there's evidence.
I've got to do a thing for my other podcast.
Oh, it's beautiful. I threw Jeff under the bus. I'm like, Jeff has this very stupid idea. We need to do it today.
So there is no idea. That never happened.
We made it up.
Oh, that's all bullshit.
Not
very
this time.
sad then.
That's getting used for something else.
Yeah, because you're a skank.
That's getting used as a promo for this show.
Yeah, great.
That'll come out on Friday.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Everyone will look at that and go, what the fuck is this?
I'm like, oh no.
Joke's on you. All of my camera work is terrible.
It actually looks great, Rory. Don't sell
made it
yourself
up.
short.
Not this time.
Not this time.
Thanks, Jonathan Frakes.
We made it up.
The official sponsor of the Skimbo Lounge, Jonathan Frakes.
How about the bipolar guy that sent a letter to a convicted felon? That one's true.
That one's true. That one happened.
I just think about that. It's just like telling my parents, yeah, I think I'm going to start hanging around the local penitentiary.
Have you
putting out
ever
the
sent a
vibe."
letter to Jodi Arias?
Not this time.
Not this time.
We made it up.
But now you can say you've done that. That's off your bucket list.
It is off my
Send,
bucket list. Now I can kill myself.
Send a letter to a murderer.
Yeah.
You sent correspondence to a murderer.
I did.
They might contact you back. You should have given them the link to the Skimbo Lounge so that one of our listeners could be a murderer.
It's not allowed.
Oh, really?
The rules. I looked on the Jodi's Innocent page.
Oh.
Like, this is what you can and can't send her. You pretty much can only send a letter. You can send Polaroids.
You say you should have done that, and in the background there's just a thing at Skimbo Lounge, and it's just a picture of you showing a little tit for her.
Honestly, just myself bound and gagged like BTK.
Just you grabbing your boob in front of a full glass of milk for some reason.
I'm here for you, Jodi. Look, I feel it's necessary to say if you got this far, obviously.
None of this is real.
None of this is real.
Except he did send a letter.
Except I did send
He did
a letter.
send that letter. He fucking did it.
But literally only because it would have been disingenuous not to. I'm not actually obsessed with her. It's a good bit.
For everything that we've talked about today with our mental state or the state of the world, some of it was true, a lot of it wasn't, and yes, that letter was sent.
This is the comedy show.
Is everyone on the same page?
One thing you can bank on is I did send a letter to Jodi
To
Arias.
a murderer.
So, I mean, I've got that going for me now, which is pretty cool.
So we all wait for the correspondence. She's like, inside, I have sent you back COVID. And she's like, oh, what?
She's just like, well, with a pitch like that, I've got to write to this guy.
Dear lover. You're like, whoa, if I ever get out, let's date. And you're like,
She has a boyfriend, Rory.
I'll flip a coin. She probably has many boyfriends.
She has a guy who like is trying to marry her and shows up all the time.
For those visits.
She doesn't get conjugal visits because she's in for life without the possibility of parole.
So you just don't get conjugal visits that way?
That's it.
Boy, I sure know that when I get arrested for murder, I got to fight for parole possibility.
That's true. Or at least your conjugal privileges.
I'm sorry I killed 37 people, but can I get conjugal visits? I'll tell you where the bodies are.
I'd still like to have sex.
Maybe that's the secret. You hold out showing the cops where the bodies are, and you hold out for conjugal visits. Who wants to come visit me? I know Mitch will come visit me. He'll like the first part, but also I'm going to get real jacked in prison. So, I mean, he's going to have to be the girl.
That'd be a welcome reversal for Mitch, I think.
Somebody's got to be the girl. We both can't be the guy.
Make it
it's
fast.
prison rules.
We got to cuddle first.
Yeah.
Get the oven oven
I'm
preheated.
the big spoon. I've just gone full Aryan. just full
Just
neck.
keep the goatee, no hair, swastika carved into your head.
I've got all neck tattoos and nothing else. Like, wow, you got a lot of canvas there, but it's all on your neck. It's all way too close together. I got one of those obnoxious ones, and it's that guy, and he's peeing on the word Jews.
Just Calvin.
Wow.
It's Calvin from Calvin and
Yeah,
Hobbes.
exactly. One of those stupid fucking. It's him, but there's also a cross-piece stream. It's also peeing on Jeff Gordon's name for some reason. I'm also a big fan of NASCAR. I got really into NASCAR in here.
I got complex when I went on the inside.
Yeah.
And you just have huge trapezius muscles, but nothing else.
Yeah, Jeff Gordon. Wow. I skip leg days. Just all upper
I
body.
only work my upper shoulders and my neck.
Oh, that sounds really sad.
That sounds horrible. You look like a big kite.
Rory got stabbed on day 3.
Oh,
Oh, you got to clan up when you're in there, man. You got to watch out, you know. Who's going to protect me? I'm not going to be S&Ds for it. Well, let's be honest. Probably that's what would happen to me.
well, at least you.
I'm a snack. I'd admit it. I'm a little overweight right now, but again, I'd get into shape pretty easily, but I'm never going to be able to catch up.
I would go so
to
far
those
as
big dudes.
to brand you a schnack,
Yeah.
which is the next step up.
Ooh.
You sold yourself a little short
In
there. buddy.
prison, definitely.
Right?
In prison, definitely.
Like, he looks like Benedict Cumberbatch.
It's like, there's the scale somewhere, like a 3 in certain places, a 5 in others, like that kind of like the prison scale, like, you know.
You're a prison 8.
Yeah, exactly. I'd easily say I'm a prison 8. I've got confidence there, you know.
You are a hard prison 8.
Like 3 weeks later, I've got a home sweet home thing going on with my cellmate. Like, you said you were going to wait for me before you read the paper.
Get off my fucking back.
That's our thing, okay?
Do you ever stop your nagging?
Listen, Don,
Jesus
you knew what
fucking
you were
Christ.
getting into when you beat up my other man and I became your bitch.
Yeah? Well, I wish I'd never broken that guy's jaw and sent him to the infirmary.
Oh, you're so hurtful.
Hey, I didn't mean it.
Okay.
Listen,
Some things were said. I was on that prison coke.
you got to understand, it's just, I love you so much.
much.
Come here, you.
Shivs me. He shivs the shit. Oh, you're nobody else's. You're no one else's.
I'm going to finger fuck your wounds.
And of course, unfortunately, we're on the second floor and it's Gen Pop time. So he just flips me right over the railing. And I just, PAH!
Full-scale riot
Yeah.
breaks out.
Yep.
That's your last act.
Yeah, it turns out I was actually really liked. So they're all very, very sad. Well, we're not getting Rory's stories anymore. Now, guys, here's the time. Me and my friend went to a place we called the Mixed Sadness. I love this one. Jesus Christ. Well, I guess maybe I should just get incarcerated now. It sounds like I got a real purpose there.
I think our fates have become inextricably linked to a life of crime. You're going to go to prison and run the place. Jodi Arias is going to break out of prison and murder me.
All right, everyone gather around. I'm going to be all telling you the story of Season 3 of Game of Thrones. Ooh.
Are there dragons in this one, Rory?
Oh, just you wait, buddy.
Now
just wait.
Josephus.
They're coming.
Are the dragons white?
Patience.
Tell me more about the White Walkers, Rory.
Now jawbone.
Were they pure?
He's over there getting a tattoo with one of those like comb picks.
Yeah. Did they win in the end? The White Walkers?
Everyone settle down.
Did they protect hegemony, global hegemony for the white race?
Yeah. Did they fight against the Uniparty? Are you guys going to let me tell the story or not?
Does Q become the king of Westeros?
Seen up on a Dothraki horde. Ooh. This is
fucking great.
This is great stuff. All right.
This was a good episode.
I think that's, yeah.
This was a good episode in the sense that I think the last people that listen are going to stop listening after this.
This is a good episode in the sense that if you thought we might be on medication, last week was like, we're finally getting a grip back in with reality. We're noticing things we don't like. And then this time we were like, we took the goofy pills and fell off the ledge again. Who's
time.
in Neverland?
We made it up.
Yep.
You can't trust a goddamn thing you hear on this show.
No.
We let you
You
try
got
to
to
figure
decide.
out what's fact or fiction.
Sometimes we like to flip those little truths in there, you know?
Yep.
Like, Daddy Longlegs have super powerful venom, but their teeth are like rubber, which is why they can't bite you. Is it true?
But if you eat them after midnight, you get special powers.
Oh, Mogways.
You just go into a coma.
Yeah, this dude ate 30 Daddy Longlegs and poisoned himself after.
We've
listening
never
to
seen a
podcast.
human being get daddy long leg toxicity, but by God, it finally
Here's
happened.
the first one. Dude is making pies out of them.
Can you imagine eating a pie full of spiders?
Someone's done it.
Yeah, some German sicko.
Cricket pie.
It was this or eat a person.
Yeah, I had to know.
I got halfway through a penis and said, this is not for me.
Just him listening to Rammstein. I am surprisingly bored.
Them, surprisingly, not Nazis. That's your fun fact of the day.
Yeah. I feel like we talked about that one time.
I think we might have.
We might have covered that.
We don't want to repeat ourselves.
Of course not.
Here on the show where murderers are our friends, our pen pals.
Did you find us, Jodi? Are you listening?
Sweet Jodi.
I heard your podcast. I was surprised and impressed.
Hashtag Jodi had her reasons.
All right.
Let's dump out. You got anything you want to plug?
Nope.
Okay, well, until next time, thank you. Go fuck yourselves, and goodbye.